What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to WTF Wednesday. Got quite a show for you. I'm gonna try to keep you not so late because there's people on the east. Yeah, yeah, East Coast. What are we talking about? Well, it's just kind of the news. That's like, what? What? Why? Things just don't really make sense or add up. And we'll throw a couple of stories in there about mainstream news, like the Obamas getting kicked off of Netflix and off the board. And I wonder if it Susan Rice who's on the board also. Did she get the boot? Because that's quite a story in and of itself. She had a lot to do with what you see right now with the Obamas and their terrible, absolutely shitty production company. What made these people think that they could go? Their track record and the things that they both have not only participated in but led the charge on since 2008 when they installed that ungrateful foreigner. Dude, that's going to come out. It has no choice. Things are just, we're just learning too much, and God has torn the veil. And I'm telling you, these individuals that have been hiding behind their fake identities and all of their just made up pathetic existence, they're going to be put out on Front Street, and they're not going to be able to walk the streets anymore because people have had it with these wannabe elitists, nose up in the air, snubbing you, snubbing American citizens, stealing trillions of dollars from us while you live in the lap of luxury, and people get thrown out of their homes and their apartments and get their cars repossessed while you utter morons have run the country into the ground. Barack Hussein Obama, or whatever his name is this week, is an ungrateful foreigner. There is documentation proving that he is not part of this American system. He's an ungrateful foreigner, just like Ilhan Omar, just like that same ilk of these nasty Muslims who come here and think they're better than we are, but they somehow escape to this country for refuge to make money, because where they come from, they would never be able to make money. See, they wouldn't be able to live the luxurious, lavish lifestyles that they live here in their country. But they come here and they point their fingers at us and turn their nose up at us and tell us how horrible we are in the West and how perfect their country is and how perfect their culture is. If it's so perfect, then why was you broke before you got here? If you were so perfect and everything was so wonderful where you came from, then what are you doing here? It's rhetorical. I already know the answer, but it's just to note that these are the same individuals who are constantly telling us, either directly or in their actions and the words that they speak, that they're better than us. And I already went off on a tangent because it's just been a week. You know, ever since I filed my taxes, because I did it like last minute. In fact, it was so late. It was just like the late on the night of the 15th. I swear, it really took me aback. I don't get a refund. And like, this is just, we just chilling on WTF Wednesday, and then we'll get to some news stories. I haven't seen a refund in, I don't even know how long. Because it don't roll that way for me anymore. And it just really took me aback, because I don't have much for income. Like, it's very, very, very strange that I owe money, and that that certain individuals who have been stealing from us is who my money goes to take care of. I thought at least this year that I would have a refund, that I could even, $10, just anything, so I don't owe. No, I actually owe. So, it's like, dude, I need an extension. I thought I didn't come prepared for this. So I thought I would at least have gotten a refund, because I don't have that much in income. Like, it's really strange. These individuals who are driving around in Maybach and G wagons and Maseratis and freaking Lambos and shit, with 39 leering centers and autism centers and feeding our future and hospice centers in California, where, thank God for Nick Shirley over there reporting, there's 89 freaking hospices in one building. Come on, man. And I'm sitting there like, bruh, at this tax office, I'm like, dude, how the frick do I owe money? Oh, oh my God, that really, I was, in fact, like the 16th, I was like sick that day, like physically sick, because it just blows my mind. What's up, Miss Sherry? Thank you, love, for reposting the string. How are you today, sweetheart? How's, y'all say hello to Miss Sherry? She just, every time I come on here, Miss Sherry tolerates me ranting and raving, screaming and hooping and hollering in here, because I'm so angry. But she puts up with me somehow. So I love you, girl. Jesus help me. I have been just fit to be tied, bro. I'm just like, when does this end? I mean, I know that in Minnesota there have been some arrests and indictments, but hell, why bother? These Democrat activist judges are just letting these individuals walk out the freaking door after they stole $50 million, and 100 million over here and 30 million over here and 20 million over here and 10 million. But somehow I owe, because I'm not stealing taxpayer money. I owe. Oh my God, it's not enough goody powders on earth to deal with this frustration from, like, not being able to understand why this is still like this. People, and I mean American citizens, are not going to be happy with just these few individuals, 70 up to 77, 78 people in freaking Somalia. Woo! Freudian slip right there. Minnesota, same thing, I guess. People are not going to be just like, okay, well, are we going to get a refund? Are we going to get our money back? Because I don't like what I leered about all this freaking fraud, dude. It's constant. It's every day. You go on X, you turn on your freaking you get notifications in your feed that, oh, there's more fraud, and they found more fraud and fraud and fraud. Dude, who the fuck is not stealing from us? Is there anybody, any place on earth? Now, Nick Shirley went to California. He got a call from his mom, got a call from the freaking Russian mob, dude, the Russian mafia, to stop. Don't look, motherfucker, you in my country. Don't look at their fraud. I'm Russian. What? Now, so, they've obviously spooked him and his moms because he don't want to put his moms in danger because he's literally, dude, what is wrong with American society right now? What is wrong with these psychos who live in this country? And I'm not talking about just the foreigners. I'm talking about American citizens, bro. Look at how for 3 months straight, with ICE being in Minneapolis with these crazy freaking white liberals and their constant haranguing and harassing and just screwing around with ICE agents, bro. They're getting literal rapists, murderers, and criminals out of this country, out through Minnesota, and they're protesting against ICE. Rescues children from trafficking, dude. Girl, you better preach right now. You better preach. Because if you don't, I'm gonna preach. This is disgusting. This is disgusting that we're still expected to pay this shit. You know what? All funding for all welfare programs need to be cut off. Everywhere, all welfare programs, every last one of them, all of them. I'm not on any of them because I don't qualify. Food stamps, everything, cut it off until y'all can figure out where. And if you don't pay your taxes, you risk the IRS coming after your ass for not paying the individuals who are the criminals. I don't use the word fraudsters. The fraudsters. That's not strong enough. That's like fraudsters. No, criminals. You are criminals. You criminals. You stealing. Matter of fact, let me just go on to this story since I'm talking about criminals. Let's just talk about this. Where the hell is it? I know. Okay. Let's look at Politico posting about Sheila Shurfless McCormick. They finally got her black ass out of office. Finally. I didn't even realize how long this has been going on. Like, hold on, how do you do this? How am I doing this? Help me, Holy Spirit. Help me, Lord. Okay. Whatever. It's fine. Some bitch. Okay. Sorry. I guess I'm trying to. There we go. Here. I don't know how well you can see that, but this Sheila Shurfless McCormick, apparently this has been going on for years. This bitch has been sitting in Congress. They've been trying to get her out for the last couple of 2-3 years. She's only been in there since 2022, bro. But see, what she did is she got FEMA money somehow from the the pandemic or FEMA funds, and I suppose They put too many zeros. And instead of sending her $50,000 to help her business, they sent her $5 million and the bitch spent it all. But somehow it's racism that she's being targeted. No, bitch, it's not racism. You stole money. Like, when that happened, you should have immediately notified the Treasury and said, yo, what is this? I've been scared, and Lord knows I need the money. Lord knows I got shit going on, but so does other people. But it's like, if I saw that, I'd be like, yo, nope, I don't know. Let me know exactly what this is, where it came from, exactly the receipts, because I don't want no smoke coming from the federal government coming after my black ass. No. If this is an accounting error, take it back. I'd rather just figure it out. As much as I could use the money, I'd rather just figure it out, because they gonna come after you at some point. So she, instead of sending it back, she spent the money, brought her family members into it. They live in the high life and rolling around the street, smoking Indo, sipping on gin and juice, laid back with my mind on my money and my money on my mind. I could not resist that. I'm sorry. I just slid right into home plate with that one. She rode around and flexed and, popping tags all over the place and shopping at Tiffany's jewelry and now I love Tiffany's, honey. I would shop at Tiffany's all the time if I could. I love high end. I love beautiful things. I love perfume. I love gorgeous things, but you can't steal shit, bro, because they're going to find you. I'm telling you, I watch American Greed with Stacy Keach as narrating. These people get the stealing and it gets good to them and they forget they're stealing. And then you gotta, it's a Ponzi scheme, because you gotta pay the people, the people who have been in there for a while. You got to keep them paid, and then you got to keep bringing in more people to keep the fraud going, so you don't get caught, because they get caught when they start missing payments from the first people that they defrauded, and when the checks stop coming in, because eventually you run out of other people's money. That's socialism, but still, I think Margaret Thatcher said that. But you correct me if I'm wrong. Sheila, this Sheriffless McCormick, whoever, brought her family in on the fraud, and they rolling around, she's flashing a damn 10-carat diamond. Bitch, you can't ever afford that in your pathetic existence. How the hell you come up with you ain't got a sugar daddy? What are you doing? You are not, what? Your husband is poor. How did you get a beautiful yellow freaking 5-10-carat diamond? Do you know how much money that costs? Showed up in Congress just flashing. And it's like, ooh, bitch, where did you get that? Are you crazy? You wear that around here? You know how much we make, and you're flashing a giant freaking Hope diamond around here, around these parts. What are you doing? So she stayed in Congress this whole time. I didn't know this was going on until it came down to the wire. They've been putting up with her with the House Ethics Committee. They have been investigating and bringing people in and subpoenaing people and going through thousands of documents for years on this bitch. Wasting taxpayer money, wasting my damn time. She down there in the 20th district of Florida, but guess what? That's still my tax money. She's just putting on a show every day, standing there in judgment of other people. Can you even imagine? She's been in Congress asking questions of other people. When she's sitting there with like 28 counts indictment for fucking wire fraud, money laundering. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. So she writes this statement saying, and this is Politico, by the way, that posted this. I will not stand by. What did she say? Oh, I will not stand by and pretend this has been anything other than a witch hunt. I simply cannot stand by and allow my due process rights to be trampled on and my good name to be tarnished. Oh, this bitch is out of her fucking mind. She's crazy. She's insane. She is a sociopath. She is absolutely insane. She is pretending that she did nothing wrong and that the process just has to play out in court. See, she got some sort of extension to where the case is not going to be heard by the jury until February of next year of 2027. So she wanted to be able to, she refused to leave Congress. She wanted to be able to stay in there until everything played out and until like going through the whole trial and waiting for the jury to make a verdict and then her to get sentenced. What? Nick, that's like another 2-3 years. No. Of her collecting taxpayer money every month, her still sitting in Congress, passing judgment on other people, signing bills co-sponsoring and sponsoring bills that wreck the economy and wreck the lives of American citizens. And this whole bag has the unmitigated nerve and gall to talk about her due process rights to be trampled on and her good name to be tarnished. Her good name to be tarnished. I'm not reading any more of that crap. Got my blood pressure. Her good name to be tarnished. It's very interesting that on the anniversary of January 6, 2021, that same Sheila Sherfilis McCormick, that same individual who stole $5 million from FEMA taxpayer money, that same individual talked about the January 6 political prisoners and how they took over the Capitol and how they beat. Hold on, where is this? Because I sent this to myself because I could not believe that she actually said these things. But she talked about how a bunch of officers were injured and like 5 officers were murdered by January 6th. Insurrectionists and blah 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 and blah blah blah. Woo, karma's a bitch. Ho. Now look where you are. Look where you. It's just. I don't like cheering for people to go to prison because that's a place you don't want to go. You don't want to be in there. You don't want to be locked down. You don't want to be locked in a small cell for most of the day with nothing to do, nobody to talk to. You don't want to live that. You don't wish that on nobody. But at the same time, she sat there with her sanctimonious ass talking shit about January 6th political prisoners who were just finally, after all these years, 6 years, made whole with the ones, oh yeah, by the way, the ones who didn't commit suicide because they couldn't deal with the full force of the Biden Department of Justice down on their heads. So they just made a quick exit. Those who are still here, like Staff Sergeant Joe Biggs, They took away his military retirement. Like, that man was still is a Ranger. He had his Ranger tab. They took his Ranger tab away. They took his military retirement away. And Sheila Shirtless McCormick has the nerve to sit up there on the 6th of January, 2025, talking about this is the 5th anniversary of blah, blah, blah. And the Capitol was overtaken, blah, blah, blah. Where the fuck? I'm going to find it, because now I'm pissed. I just remember what it said and I'm pissed. Hold on. I'm going to find it. Oh, there it is. I think they might, you know what? I think they might have already taken her page down, because when I type in like her house, yeah, they've already taken her house page down. Like, you can't go to her page. There's no, they've already removed her privileges, as it were, because, you know, of all of, she's been removed. So, oh well, too bad, so sad. Where the heck is it? I just saw it. I just saw it. 2025. Yeah, it took her page down already. Wow. Oh my gosh. And further to show what an ungrateful individual this bitch is from Haiti. So she's Haitian. She's not American. She's Haitian. She should be denaturalized. You steal $5 million from American taxpayers, she should be denaturalized. Yeah, she's Haitian. I should have known she was a damn tether. I should have known. I can pick that out pretty quick. Oh yeah, they've already taken her page, that page down. Dang. I wish I could still see at least the content. I could see it earlier. Oh, here we go. But this is what the page looks like now. What's up, D? Thank you for reposting the stream, darling. This is how it looks now. This is how the page that used to tie back to her name, this is what it looks like now. Very basic, very generic. So they took most of what anything. Look at this. This is how the page that was tied to her, they've already cut off her access. She has no access. And this was from January 6, 2025. And she said, and I'm only bringing this up because she talked about due process. And she talked about how her due process rights were trampled on and her good name was tarnished. You don't have due process rights. You're Haitian. You're not American. She needs to be denaturalized. Tired of these foreigners coming over here, stealing our shit, and then lecturing us on how virtuous they are. She said 4 years ago, a violent mob attacked the U.S. Capitol in a coordinated effort to disrupt the peaceful transfer of power. Over 140 police officers were injured. What the? Dude, where is she getting these numbers? That's not even right. It's not even real. None of that happened. Ask me how I know. And 5 officers lost their lives as a result of that day. That's another lie. Brian Sicknick had a stroke. And he was already sick and probably being seen by a doctor for a pre-existing condition. And so I don't know where she's getting these, like she's trying to say that January 6th political prisoners like killed 5 police officers and that shit never happened. She said, today we remember the tragedy and honor the bravery of our law enforcement who responded. We must all recommit to protecting our democracy. You're from Haiti, bitch. From those who would undermine it. The peaceful transfer of power is a hallmark of our democracy. Oh, interesting, because you refused to leave office. You refused to resign, even though charges were brought against you. You've already been to court, and you've already got a jury trial coming up. You stole the money. Peaceful transfer of power. Do you see how these Democrats are? Rules for thee, not for me. And we must abide by it no matter how we feel about the outcome of an election. Oh, really? We can never forget the lessons of January 6, 2021. Preciously cherish and protect the values and principles of our democracy. What a shitbag she is. Freaking foreigner. We must work together to reject violence and authoritarianism in all its forms as we build a future grounded in justice and equality. Meh. This was her on January 6th. What's up, Democrat? Sorry, I read your Texas America First. What's up, brother? How you doing? Yeah, apparently they do. Apparently they do. He said if they get power again, bet they'll. Okay. We already saw it. With January 6th. I was literally just talking about that. We already saw what they'll do. They don't give a fuck. Rules? What rules? Rules in Congress? Rules with the DOJ? Rules with what? What? They don't obey rules. That shit in Virginia last night proves that they do not obey rules. A judge slapped all of that redistricting back down in Virginia. We'll see where it goes because we know they're going to appeal it. But at least for now, that none of that redistricting bull crap is going forward because that's what they do. That until Republicans, conservatives learn this shit, it's going to continue to be a struggle. Because they're still showing up to the party in tuxedos, and these bastards are showing up in steel-toe boots and a fighting outfit because they will stomp your ass into the ground. They don't care about rules. They don't care who they hurt. They don't care who gets in their way. They will just bulldoze through it. And they don't care how much money it costs to destroy you. They will destroy your life. They want you destroyed. They don't want to just make you go away. Once you're a target, they want you broke. They want you sick. And ultimately, they want you dead. We can't let these people back in here. We already saw, we don't need any more proof of what they will do. They already told us what they're going to do. They tell us over and over and over. Hakeem Jeffries told us over and over. Nancy Pelosi, she's pretty much being eaten alive by a cirrhosis of the liver from drinking for 700 years. But they're still talking about what they're going to do when we get power back. When we get power back, we can't let them get power back. Oh, I don't know. Abigail Spanberger, that wicked witch of the East. You see what she's doing to the great Commonwealth of Virginia. You see what she's doing. They were trying to bulldoze it with where the Democrats would have like 10 House seats. Was it 10 House seats? And Republicans would have one? Or is that California? No, that's Virginia. They would have, Republicans would only have one House seat. One. They don't care. They don't give a shit. I'm in Colorado. There's no I have zero representation here. If you've watched these clowns in Congress that are supposed to be representing the people of Colorado, they don't represent us. They don't give a shit about us. They care about themselves. Every one of these bastards who failed are trying to fail up. The Secretary of State, Jenna Griswold, who persecuted and threw Tina Peters in prison for 9 years, that fat bitch is trying to be the freaking Attorney General. And the Attorney General, Phil Weiser, who worked with her to throw Tina Peters in prison, he's trying to be the fucking governor. Michael Bennett. I call him Mushmouth because he gets flustered and he can't speak properly. But somehow he's supposed to be governor of the state. He's running to be governor. All of these losers, John Hickenlooper in the Senate. There's 2 senators here. They're both Democrats. I don't have any representation in the Senate. None. Barely any in the House. The only thing that resembles representation is Lauren Boebert, and I question her ass sometimes too. She's out here at Coors Field taking pictures with that fat loser, Jared Polis. Smiling. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like that. Dude, these people hate us. They hate us. They want to rule over us. They hate us. Pay your taxes. Shut the hell up. We are your betters. We know what's good for you. And we don't want you to have a voice. We don't want you to speak. We want you to just shut up, go in your corner and be quiet and keep voting for us. So yeah, this stupid individual, this Sheila McCormick, whatever the hell her name is finally gone after years of this. Shouldn't have been allowed. Thank God for Anna Paulina Luna. She's the one who is anybody else in Congress other than her? because she's the one who's getting things done. There's a few of them. Her, Tim Burchett, um, um, oh, who else? There's a few who are working on our behalf. Who was the one? I just saw him today. He's in Arizona, I believe. We got a few members of Congress who are actually truly working on our behalf. But most of them, dude, we should have 10 bills a week, 20. What else are y'all doing? You get a recess every 10 days. You get leave every 10 days. What else are y'all doing? Everything the president wants and the president demands, according to his America First agenda and his national security agenda. The document was published in December. He did not stutter. I don't know why people are still so confused about this Iran situation and the geopolitical aspect. He wants hemispheric defense for the Americas, up through Canada and Greenland. All of this that belongs to us. Let's keep it tight over here. I don't want your rejects from your country, your gang members. I don't want your drug dealers. I don't want your damn cartel members. I don't want you trafficking humans in and out of my country, mostly in. Y'all was recycling children, which is really just unforgivable. I don't know why people are still so confused about what he's doing. Yeah, Anna Paulina Luna and Tim Burchett. Dang, who was the other dude I'm trying to think of? What's up, D? Thank you for reposting the stream. Golly, I see his face. He is he's in Arizona, I think. He used to be in the military. Dang, I'll think of it. But there should be 20 bills a week. What else are y'all doing? Y'all make $175,000 a year. Let's get it popping. What is y'all doing? Yeah, well, I know who you're talking about. That's Brandon. I know Brandon. Brandon Gill. Brandon Gill. He's amazing. He's amazing. There's another one. Doggone it. Hold on. Now I got to figure out who it is. Brandon Gill is the one that you're thinking of, who looks like Superman. Really strange. Really, really strange. I gotta find it, or else I'm just like ay. Dang, when I see him, he's amazing too. I'll think of it in a minute. But y'all need to have 20 bills a week. Yeah, they should just be prepared and ready for the president to sign. How does he look? Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to find it. me see. And when I see his face, I just, ay, ay, ay. This is making me mad. Hold on. Oh, I know how to find him. It's the, no, that's not it. Hang on. I'm going to find it because it's just driving me. Da, 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 da. Dude, where's the rest of them? Eli Crane. Jesus, help me, Lord. Eli Crane. That's him. What's up, Twinkie? How you doing? Oh, yeah. You know why? Because I got like in the middle of nowhere, like dial up. Oh my God. Lindsey Graham, Dave McCormick, Ron Johnson, he has been working tirelessly on these vax or jab issues. I'll say that. Well, Twiggy, I'm glad you're here, darling. What's up? Yeah, they need to be popping out 20 bills a week. That's my point. 20 bills a week. And they need to be all signed, sealed, and delivered and ready for the president to sign. All of this back and forth and this bullshit, why are you doing this? We don't pay you to do this. We send you to DC to work on our behalf. And we voted President Trump in. 100 million of us. They say 86 million now because it's more than 100 million of us voted for President Trump. That's just, there's nothing, no less than 100 million. Okay. $56K dollar. You don't, yeah. Good grief. Yeah, I live in the middle of nowhere, so it's weird. 20 bills a week. Done. Here you go, sir. Here, this is just go by. You have the guide. You have the Agenda 47. You have it right here. Here you go. Yep. This, okay, this, and just write legislation off of that. It can be done. Let me tell you something. In Colorado, they have come up with like 1,200 bills in like 6 months. Every freaking day, they're coming out with like 90 bills. And they're all retarded. And none of them have to do with none of them have to do with helping American citizens or the people who live in Colorado. Absolutely nothing. Nothing they legislate helps us. And then the squishy fat governor signs it. 1,200 plus bills in Colorado. They just cranking them out. The communists cranking them out. What y'all need to just go, okay, this is President Trump's Agenda 47. Okay, line item 1. Oh, okay. Write legislation for that. Have your freaking assistants do it. Have your staffers go and write it up. Write the legislation. He already did the work for you. Y'all ain't even got to think, bruh. Just do it and get every Republican on board. We have the House majority. What the hell is wrong with y'all? What is all this back and forth? I don't get all this bureaucracy. I was a federal employee and I know that part, but it's like we have the only reason we're not electing and like supporting these members of Congress because of their personality, or because, oh, what a nice dress, or what a nice suit, or oh, he looks delightful. We don't give a crap about that. We don't care, dude. We don't care if you're delightful. So Jeffrey Dahmer was delightful. I mean, Ted Bundy was delightful. But they had a dark side. Do what the president says. You got Agenda 47, line item 1, write legislation. Line item 2, write legislation. Line item 3, write legislation. Line item 4, write legislation. He did the work. Y'all ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to do nothing but show up and get it through committees and whatever else. Hurry up, 20 a week. We need to be cranking these bad boys out, bro. What? Right? Twiggy, that's a good point, huh? That's a good point. He does look kind of Dahmerish, doesn't he? He does have a weird Dahmerish look. That dude, he ain't said nothing. You notice Eric Swalwell ain't said not one. Somebody need to do a welfare check on him and make sure he's still here. Because we haven't heard, he hasn't said a word since he got turfed out. Tony Gonzalez, that's 1, 2, 3 House seats that have opened up. They need to all be filled by conservatives. And I mean red-blooded conservatives, bro. Let's talk a little bit, because I don't like to talk about this fool too much, because he is a disgusting creature. As soon as I find it, oh, there it is. Oh, that's not it. Is that? Oh, there it is. That's why I couldn't find it. Okay, so Barack and Michelle Obama's higher ground to go independent post Netflix. Now, that's a nice way. This was story. This was by who is it? The Deadline. And they write, higher ground will be breaking new ground in its evolution. The production company of Obama and Michelle will transition to becoming independent when its current first look deal with Netflix is up later this year. Sources said Obama signed. Look, let me just go ahead and tell you right now, I will never call that dude president. Never. I never have, and I never will. He never was president. He is a freaking foreign invader. He was born in Kenya. He's not American. He hates America. And I'm never going to call him president. Just keeping that 100. They launched their company in 2018 with an exclusive overall deal at Netflix. Higher Ground transitioned into a first look agreement with the streamer in 2024. In preparation for their new indie status, Higher Ground has been testing the selling to everyone model since moving to a first look deal, setting projects up at HBO, Apple, Amazon, FX, Disney, 20th Century, Artists Equity, Laika, AMC, CBS Studios, and YouTube, while continuing to develop and produce for Netflix. Yeah, these are hopefuls. They don't have deals with all of these projects yet. They're reaching out, and the only reason that anybody will pay them any attention is because of the name recognition. HBO, Apple, Amazon, FX, Disney. Dude, nobody wants to be bothered with the Obamas. Okay? Nobody wants to be bothered with the freaking Obamas based on how they pretty much destroyed the Netflix brand. And now Netflix is like $25 a month. for a bunch of trans garbage that mostly Barack and Michelle, oh yeah, and Susan Rice, who also sat on the board of Netflix, were responsible for bringing to the screens, even in like kids' cartoons, like Transformers. I'm sure it was a play on words for them, and they thought it was freaking hilarious to make a Transformers cartoon. And these cartoon characters talk about being non-binary and his pronouns and being offended by people who didn't acknowledge their pronouns. What the fuck, dude? These programs are supposed to be for children. Parents were horrified by watching this garbage. And by the way, thank you, Benny Johnson talked about that in one of his videos, I think on YouTube, about how Netflix stock has tanked. We may as well look at that. Because it does matter here. Let's just pull this in because, you know, this is money. This is money. And right here, this is this one day? Let's look at a year. So this is as of like April 2025. And as you can see, July, we got up and down here, kind of a yo-yo effect. And then right here, around the 21st of October, 2025, the 27th, their stock hit a dip and then has went up slightly and then back down starting November 2025. And as you can see, follow the ticker down, and up a little, but it has not recovered. And a lot of it has to do with people ditching their subscriptions because of this trans garbage that they keep pushing onto children. What, have they not been able to read the room? Parents don't want their kids watching this garbage. Nobody wants their kids trans. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Twiggy. Why is Pocahontas so worried about the Amazon deal with Melania? Because she's a jealous, rotten, decaying, ancient, alien old hag, and nobody gives a shite what she thinks. Nobody's going to pay to see Pocahontas. Nobody's going to pay to see her drink fire water. And Melania, her movie was #1 at the box office and then #1 on streaming. Her book was #1 on the New York Times bestseller list. It's just so amazing to me. Thank you for bringing that up. It's so amazing that this is redemption for her, because they treated her like shit the first Trump 1.0, and now they gotta eat it. They gotta eat dirt because she is just styling and profiling, and they're still fat, ugly, and old, and nobody's gonna pay to see them. It's awesome. Mhm. What's up, Babate? I think I put it in the description. I tried to include the description from where I was before. I'm going to include more channels. I'm still learning how to do this program myself, but I'm glad you're here, love. I'm glad you're here. All crazy in Seattle. Good Lord Almighty. I've been watching documentaries about what's been going on in Seattle, Portland. I know somebody who lived in Oregon, near Portland, I think, and this person said that, you know, Colorado is like maybe 5 years behind Portland, which is not encouraging news. Oh, I'm trying to go back through because I missed some comments. Yeah, our first lady is pure class. She's the most wonderful first lady that this country has had. I don't care what anybody says. D, you've been watching me since Periscope. That is so funny. Yeah, you remember Periscope? Man, I miss Periscope. That's how I found a lot of people, and then I got canceled and censored all over the freaking place, and then YouTube broke us up and sent us into digital ghettos, and Twitter broke us up. It was crazy, bro. It was crazy. But I'm like seeing people on here that are like, oh, I saw you on Periscope. Oh my gosh. I love that. I love that because we used to have so much fun on Periscope. It was simpler times then, I guess. I appreciate that, D, man. I appreciate that. God bless you. Yeah, fun times. Fun times. I know. And then they had to go and make it. Sorry, I'm shedding. Had to go and make it all complicated and censor because they didn't want us to talk about the COVID, the coof, and the pandemic and the jabs. They didn't want us talking about that, so they just whoop cut you off. But yeah, the Obamas. Oh, that was what I wanted to look up. Remember this, Jim? And this is part of the reason why the Netflix deal with Paramount and Warner Brothers and that huge monopoly was stopped. Um, let's see. Where is, oh, of course, why am I even bothering on this thing? I have to look somewhere else because Google just will not. It's just not a good platform. It's not a good search engine because they just, and I still cannot find it. Oh, I'm gonna have to go to the damn Russians. Because that's the only way that usually if I can't find it. Anyway, remember when remember when oops. Remember when Susan Rice posted maybe I'll find it on here. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, darn it. I just want the short version and they keep giving me these long versions. Hold on. Oh, I think that No, that's not it. Oh, sorry. I think this might be it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let me bring it back over here because I couldn't find it on Google. Yandex, D, you know which one it is. Yep. Yep. That's the one I use because I can't find Google doesn't allow you to know certain things. They just won't let you search it. So I found it, this one here. All right.
It is not.
You're going to enjoy this video. We would very much appreciate if you'd like, share, and subscribe.
This is her warning to MAGA, basically, of what's going to happen if they take power again. And right after Susan Rice posted this video with this interview, the Netflix deal, they were like, nope, nope, never mind, nope. Everything went to shit after that for them, which is good. So let's listen real quick.
But when it comes to the elites, the corporate interests, the law firms, the universities, the media, I agree with you, Preet. It is not. It's not going to end well for them. For those that decided that it was, that they would act in their perceived very narrow self-interest, which I would underscore is very short-term self-interest,
Wow.
and take a knee to Trump. I think they're
okay. We all know who she's actually talking about. She's talking about Elon Musk. She's talking about David Sachs. She's talking about the industry that's came from out of California, Silicon Valley, that decided to actually get in bed and side with Trump, donate to Trump because of they look at the Democrats and they're like this. Look, you're anti-free speech.
So this is called American Patriots on YouTube. If you are interested, they're over on the YouTube channel, as you can see here, American Patriots. But they reposted this interview that Susan Rice did, saying basically that those who support the corporate interests, the elites, as she called them, that supported and went basically off the plantation. They went off the Democrat plantation over to the Underground Railroad, to the Freedom Train, aka the Trump train. She said it's not going to end well for them. So basically, this hag is talking about going right back to the times when Biden and that whole, it wasn't him, he was pretty much dead. It was her, it was Obama, it was the acolytes on that side that went to big tech back in the day and said, okay, they gave lists. I want this one censored, this one censored. This is your censor list for the day. I want all these people shut off immediately. No explanation, just shut them off. Figure it out. we would essentially go back to that, but it would be 1,000 times worse because they're pissed off that they lost power in 2026, that they did not anticipate losing the reins of power. And now you heard her. She said those corporate interests who have gone on to support President Trump and gone off the plantation, NASA is sending the bloodhounds after you. Shut up with your damn press and curl. Shut up. Get off my screen. Funny looking ass. So that was Susan Rice putting her foot in her own mouth. And right after she made that video, that deal was like, nope, no, we need to just let the contract expire. We're not going to renew it with the Obamas. We're done with the Obamas. We're done with Susan Rice. Prime and all these other HBO. Go ahead and make a deal with the devil, because they're going to trans the hell out of your network, and then you're going to lose subscribers. You don't want what these people have to offer. They don't have to offer anything. They're talentless hacks who have never worked a day in their lives. They have done nothing for American citizens, but in their stupid mind of madness, they think that they did the country a favor. I wish it was that damn easy. It's not for, I don't know, not for me, because I'm like a real FBA, foundational Black American, unlike Obama, who is a Kenyan citizen. Kenyan. I'm not from Africa. I ain't never been to Africa, and I don't know that I'll ever go. I would, you know what, that's it. I don't, nothing else. Or maybe Victoria Falls is in the Serengeti or something, I guess. Some of the most, beautiful places on earth. But other than that, I have no use for it. So since it's WTF Wednesday, we got to have at least one oh, that's cute. We got to have at least one WTF story and one story that is here's one. I got one right off the bat. This is definitely a WTF. Let me pull this into here so you can see it for yourself. Jared Polis, who is the fat, squishy, retarded governor of Colorado, posted today, now socialist Donald Trump is nationalizing the airlines. What industry will the government take over next under his socialist regime? This dumb son of a bitch right here. First of all, he has not released Tina Peters from prison as he has been instructed to do. And he still thinks that he can go around shooting his nasty mouth off and think that nobody's going to touch him because he's gay. Oh, at least he says he is. I think he's just something unholy, honestly. So he was referring to the Chicago Tribune story. U.S. could own up to 90% of Spirit Airlines in $500 million rescue plan. So this bum who has never built anything in his life, who is the only reason he became governor of Colorado was because of gayness. That's it. First gay governor, gay, fucking gay. You're gay. That is his only claim to fame is number one, he's part of the gang of four unholy, wealthy individuals who came to Colorado. I think he's from California. That's why he's so in love with Gavin Newsom. Came to Colorado with the full intent to destroy the state. That's it. That's it. His claim to fame is gay. First gay governor, gay. Not because you can do anything for the people of Colorado, not because you're smart, not because you know how to run a business. You don't. You're gay. That's it. So he came in when all of this, Obama and Biden and all of this bull crap was going on, and it was in full swing, and everything was gay and gay this and gay and trans and gay and all this useless crap. Good grief. Anyway, he has the nerve, after the shit he did to us in Colorado during the pandemic, he has the nerve to call Donald Trump a socialist. After he literally brought back, along with the Colorado legislature and the state house, brought back an 1800s cottage law so that illegals could sell food out of their house and they didn't have to go to a restaurant to work, so he could protect them from ICE. You think we don't know what you did with that? Literally, they are writing laws to protect illegals. You literally started a covering all Coloradans Medicaid plan that covers mostly illegal aliens, and you take money from taxpayers to pay for your socialist Medicaid program, but blame Trump for being a socialist. Let me tell you something, Jared, Mr. Fatty Pants. Spirit Airlines was already bankrupt. Nobody wanted to fly Spirit Airlines because it looked like Soul Plane. Soul Plane was a movie with Snoop Dogg back in the early 2000s, and it wasn't nothing but a bunch of ghetto ass people on a plane smoking weed, acting crazy. Spirit Airlines, YouTube and look up Spirit Airlines people freaking out, or people cutting up, or acting stupid on Spirit Airlines. Nobody wanted to fly Spirit Airlines, you fucking idiot, because it was the cheapest airline, and people went there because they were poor. And they disrupted everybody else. Hold on. Hold, please. Shit. Can I stand people who make their entire career based on what they choose to do with their freaking pants? It's disgusting. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. Is it this one? This is, you know what? I'll just do one. Dang, this is it's like a whole thing. There's so many videos here of people acting stupid on Spirit Airlines. It's just like, oh my God. Oh, okay, here. Oh my God. This is why nobody wants to fly Spirit Airlines. It's not because Donald Trump is a socialist, you dumb fat asshole. It's because Spirit Airlines is has stupid people flying on it because it's for poor people. Hold on. Let me bring this in. This is why Spirit Airlines went into bankruptcy, because of this.
Why are you touching? I can't breathe. Why are you touching my leg? Why are you touching my leg? I can't breathe. This is George Floyd.
Get off the plane.
Uh-huh.
What are you doing, man? Touch me again. Oh, you'll touch me. Touch me, mother.
Uh-huh. See this? Yeah, that's why. That's why Spirit Airlines went bankrupt. It's got nothing to do with Trump being a socialist. What? No, it's because people on Spirit Airlines are, it's cheap. Oh my God. I could go video acted a fool, or the passengers acted a fool, because a lot of them were ghetto ass hood rats. They didn't care about passengers. No, people have no morals. Like, and they just blame Trump for everything. Look. Colorado Blonde says, why I don't fly, no food or crappy food, emotionally dwarfed passengers. Absolutely. Absolutely. The president is trying to save the freaking airlines because those are newer planes. Those are new. That's a newer fleet of planes. Might as well change the image. Domino's Pizza did it. Domino's Pizza used to have crappy pizza, and then they had to do an entire overhaul of their brand. They had to change the recipes. They had to do a lot to bring the company up to higher standards. They spent a lot of money, but it worked. Domino's Pizza did improve, but you're going to have to price out this all of these individuals who are psychotic. Okay, it's not because Donald Trump is a socialist. Literally coming from a socialist. Girl, you are amazing. Thank you so much, Colorado Blonde. Thank you. I appreciate you. God love you, girl. You know I'm right. You live here too. You know. You live here in Stalingrad. And we've been putting up with Governor Squishy for I don't know. They got some problems. Phil Weiser got some problems. All that mess with Tina Peters, he got some problems. And that loser he worked with, Jenna Griswold, they got some problems. They're going to have some problems. And especially since there are so many, there is so much proof coming out. It's like drip, 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 that the 2020 election was absolutely stolen. We already knew that. We know it. We've known it the whole time. Never changed views on that because there's no changing it. It just, I said what I said. It was what it was. Is what it is, bro. They stole it. Dude, they stole it. Please don't gaslight me. I don't like that. So there's so much information coming out that these individuals are not going to be able to hide behind, I'm running for office, you can't touch me. Really? I hate it for you, but members of Congress are being removed left and right. And I sense there's going to be more. There's going to be a lot more because they nasty. They nasty. And instead of working for us like we hired them to do, they over here partying and doing nasty shit to underage girls and cheating on their wife and doing all kinds of nasty shit, blowing taxpayer money on lavish trips, Ruben Gallego and Eric Swalwell. Yeah, Omar needs to be next. That bitch needs to be next. Thank you, Twiggy, for saying so. I am so sick of her voice and her condescending tone and her thinking she's better than that voice of hers is literally nails against a chalkboard. It's how much more evidence and proof do they need to get rid of that bitch? I mean, at the very least, remove that thing from Congress. At the absolute least, remove that ugly, disgusting creature from Congress who thinks that she's so much better than us. But yet she left her country to come to this one. Because damn sure I ain't going to Somalia. I have no desire to go anywhere near that shithole. Okay? But somehow she's better than us. Because of her religion? Oh, Lord. Here's my tinfoil hat moment. I think she changed, because remember recently she changed the congressional record to reflect, oh, no, she's actually poor. You know, she filed in 2024 or 2025 that she was worth, $30 million, between $6 million and $30 million. And now all of a sudden, very suddenly, she's only worth like $90,000. What happened, Ilhan? Were your assets frozen? They're not your assets, by the way, because you stole them. That's taxpayer money. I believe those assets were frozen. And she thought that now, because she turns around and updates the congressional record to reflect, actually that she only has 90 something thousand dollars left, or she's only got a net worth of like 90 something thousand instead of the 6 to 30 million that she just reported the year before. Yeah, I am convinced that that the feds seized those assets. So she just changed the record to reflect that she doesn't have access to that much money anymore, because they have been actively investigating her. There's no way that there are no investigations going on. Immigration fraud, right at the top of the list. She clearly committed immigration fraud, and they're cracking down on that. She ain't no better. She don't get a pass. This is the only time I've ever seen Ilhan Omar, since her ugly face showed up here, that she's been absolutely terrified. She's never been scared because she's been so protected under that little thing she has on top of her head. Right? Like, spare me, spare me, spare me. Oh, it was an accounting error. Hate her voice. It's despicable. It was an accounting error. Okay, well, bitch, you signed off on it. You signed off on it. Don't matter. Don't matter if you try to blame the poor accountant. You think that well, it's not me. I didn't do it. It was an accounting error. You signed it. Those are your tax returns. You signed it. You signed it. So can't blame the accountant. And how do you make a mistake of 30 million? Oh, damn. Oh, damn. I've never had a tax preparer, because I don't have a freaking accountant. I've never had a tax preparer mistake that much money. I fully believe, tinfoil hat moment, that those assets have been frozen. And that's another reason that this individual is scared. The assets have been frozen. That's why there's no access to $30 million anymore, because the federal government has frozen those funds. You stole that money, bitch. That's a good one. Right? Yeah, show me where is the $30 million. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on in the background that we're not privy to, and there's been no leaks prior to, like, the Cash Patel and who is it? They came out yesterday and announced the Todd Blanche came out and announced the indictment. I think it's an 11-count indictment against the Southern Poverty Law Center. Nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw that coming. just all of a sudden, there's an announcement. Well, I get like this notification. I'm like, oh, wow, this is wonderful. SPLC, 11-count indictment in Alabama, not DC, not Virginia, not New York, the Southern District of New York, Alabama. Y'all going down. Bama, y'all going down. Y'all not going to be able to, y'all not going to be able to get out of this one. Apparently, the Southern Poverty Law Center has been paying supposed hate groups like the KKK and Nazi groups for years while collecting money to fight said groups. All this time. That's definitely a WTF moment. That's definitely a WTF. So I believe that Ilhan Omar is being, the assets are being frozen. I'm not calling them her assets because they're not hers. It's taxpayer money. She stole it. And hold on. Oh yeah, here's another WTF. Since we're doing this, we might as well do a couple, 3 more. Speaking of Ilhan Omar. This is posted by Tommy Robinson on X. Let's take a look at modern Germany. Ahmed lives with his 2 wives, 6 children in a taxpayer-funded house. He says he's looking for 2 more wives and wants to have 20 children. Ahmad is illiterate and does not work.
Ein ganz normaler Tag einer syrischen Flüchtlingsfamilie. Ahmad lebt mit seinen beiden Frauen und 6 Kindern in einem kleinen Häuschen im Landkreis Pinneberg bei Hamburg. Ahmad wollte immer nach Deutschland.
Hier gibt's ja Unterstützung. Sie geben uns Sozialleistungen. Sie geben uns dieses Haus.
Wie viel bekommen Sie im Monat?
Weiß ich nicht. Das Geld wird überwiesen. Und ich gehe zur Bank und hebe es ab.
Merkel, Mama Merkel.
Ich bedanke mich sehr, sehr, sehr bei Mama Merkel.
Das Haus, in dem sie leben, hat die Gemeinde gestellt und wird vom Jobcenter bezahlt.
Hier ist das Zimmer meiner ersten Frau und da gegenüber das meiner zweiten.
5 Zimmer, 2 Bäder und die Küche. Wo würde eine dritte Frau schlafen?
Dann müsste die Wohnung größer werden.
Wie genau Betol, die Erstfrau mit den Kindern, nach Deutschland kam, ist unklar. Das zuständige Bundesamt will sich nicht äußern, aus Datenschutzgründen. Offenbar hatte Ahmed auf Familienzusammenführung geklagt und Recht bekommen.
Der Richter sagte mir, wir helfen dir, deine Frau hierher zu holen.
So he can't read or write. He's completely illiterate, but he filed a lawsuit for family reunification and won. How do you file a lawsuit when you can't read or write? And you speak Arabic, not German. God dang.
Denn wir wissen, sie sind Muslim und dürfen 1, 2, 3 oder 4 Frauen heiraten. Da gibt es von Seiten des Gerichts keinen Widerstand, dass sie ihre Zweitfrau nachholen.
Merkel, Mama Merkel.
Ich bedanke mich sehr, sehr, sehr bei Mama Merkel.
Wie viele Kinder wollen Sie haben?
Ich? 10, 20, kein Problem.
Und wie viele Ehefrauen?
4. Bei Allah, Friede sei mit ihm.
Mittlerweile hat die Familie einen Flüchtlingsstatus, eingeklagt per Gerichtsentscheid, gültig für 3 Jahre. Damit könnte Ahmed auch arbeiten gehen oder zumindest einen Deutschkurs belegen. Der Analphabet will aber lieber bei den Kindern sein.
Oh, so he'd rather be with his children than work. Oh, help us, Holy Ghost, help us, help us. Here's another gem. 3 million Muslim Americans struggle to find mortgages that don't violate their faith. WTF. Okay, we don't need the sound because it's just music in the background. So when your faith forbids interest on loans, millions of Muslims face a difficult, I'm not calling them Americans, fuck that. Face a difficult search for mortgages that align with Islamic law's prohibition on so Islamic law prevents interest on loans. How are they supposed to get past that? Because see, American citizens, we have to pay interest on our home loans. Are you telling me that these Muslims won't have to pay interest on a loan for a home because of their faith, their religion? Oh, then I'm claiming religion. I want the interest on removed. I want interest, all interest on everything removed. If you're gonna do it for them, then guess what? The Islamic law forbids interest. The Quran strictly prohibits riba, or interest on loans. For observant Muslims, this makes conventional mortgages a spiritual conflict when buying a home. Okay, yeah, great. So they don't have to pay interest on home loans, but we do. Too few Islamic banks exist, and herein lies the rub. We need more Sharia law. We need more Islamic banks. That's where this shit is going. Only 25 to 45 Islamic financial institutions serve roughly 3.45 million Muslims. That leaves far fewer halal banking. Dude, what? What is halal banking? I've never heard of that. I've heard of their halal meat that's just tortured animals. They torture them to death and then they kill them. You know, every animal rights activist should be against Muslims. What is going on here? Halal banking. How Islamic mortgages work differently in the in the Musharaka model, a financier co-purchases the home with the buyer. The homeowner pays an agreed upon price in monthly installments, making it a trade rather than a loan with interest. So they can just say, you know what, I'm only paying maybe $300 a month. Ugh. Oh my gosh. And it's over 3.5 million of these people here who have home loans. American citizens can't afford home loans. Dude, Oh boy. So what do we have? We have Muslims who say they don't pay interest because it's against their religion. Do we get to claim that? Skepticism runs deep among buyers. Some Muslim home buyers feel Islamic banks simply repackage conventional interest under different names. I'm not reading all that. Of Tampa Bay chose a traditional mortgage instead, paying it off in 5 years. How do you pay a mortgage off in 5 years? American citizens don't even qualify for a mortgage with these high-ass interest rates. But Abdallah Suleiman of Tampa paid a home loan off in 5 years. I want you to wrap your mind around that and how they're able to pay a home off in 5 years. Scholars disagree on gray areas. While the Quran forbids riba, Islamic scholars debate modern exceptions. Some argue necessity, like buying a home, may justify conventional financing when halal options are unavailable. Dude, okay, I've had enough. I'm done with that. I didn't even know there was a such thing as halal banking. You'll abide our way of life in your very own country. In my country, I have many wives. I need to move them there. That's exactly what they, so that broke ass son of a bitch who's never worked a day in his life because he's illiterate and lazy. All he knows how to do is pump babies into Muslim females. He has 2 wives and 6 kids. He wants 2 more wives to have 20 kids. And he doesn't have a dime of income. The German people are paying for his, oh my God. These individuals need to be left in the backward ass Middle East where they come from. Yep. My husband did. My husband did. He was deployed to the Middle East several times, and he's not here now. But they're still here. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I don't care what anybody says. That's racist. No, it's not. No, it's not. Me preserving the Americana and American way of life is not racist. They take our generosity and turn it against us. And yeah, they're trying to take over. You look at Dearborn and Hamtramck, Michigan. It's pretty much Islamabad. Look at Minnesota. Look at Maine, Portland, Maine. Hell, look at Colorado. That's exactly, Twiggy, you know you speak in my language, dog. We're gonna need to do like 100,000 a day out of here. Out. I want them out. I want them out. Oh, you're in Texas, the last stronghold of the West. Thank God. That's right. We were latchkey kids. Oh my gosh. We're I don't like ungrateful people. That is why I do not like Ilhan Omar. She's an ungrateful bitch. She's ungrateful. Her kids are ungrateful. She's ungrateful. That dumb white husband of hers is ungrateful. They're all ungrateful asshole people. You know, we bring them over here, we feed them, we clothe them. They get more benefits. That's why they come over here and they do so much better than American citizens do. I worked for the federal agency under that's over the Office of Refugee Resettlement. When they come here, they go straight to the Office of Refugee Resettlement and they get a laundry list of benefits that you and I don't qualify for because we're not foreigners. We've been here. Our families built this country and been here for generations back before this country was even a country. So we don't get those benefits. But that's why you see so many foreigners coming here and immediately within like 6 months to a year, they got a food truck or they got some kind of business. They got something going to get them moving in a direction where they can be successful. We don't get that. We don't get that. We don't get what they get. We don't get to go and say, oh, okay, here's this handed to you and this handed to you. No, we got to fucking struggle, dude. We got to struggle. We got to fight for what we have, not them. No, she don't align with our values. Some of these people they say, oh, they need to be tried for treason. They need to be tried for treason. Like Obama. He can't be tried for treason. He's not an American citizen. Never has been. Never will be. You got to be an American to be tried for treason. He didn't betray Kenya. He betrayed us. We took him in. Look, that dude's a foreigner. Okay? He's a foreigner. Remember what happened to the woman who doctored his birth certificate? Didn't she die in a mysterious plane crash? Like his chef died in a mysterious paddleboard mishap. I mean, people around these individuals don't make it. We need to get rid of these foreigners because they're ungrateful. If you're here and you love this country and you are an American, and I keep bringing Elon up because he is a perfect example. He is a benefit to this country. Look how many blessings he has brought to this country. We got rockets going back around the moon again. And now the next trip, they're going to actually land on the moon again. Like, he was a swimmer too. Right? I mean, like, we don't. We need mass deportations. We need mass deportations. These people got to go, dog. They got to go. They got to go, dog. They can't stay here. Can't stay here. I sure hate it for you, but you can't. You ain't got to go home. We'll give you the $3,000 and a ticket to anywhere in the world. We'll send you and all of your children. We want your children. We don't want you separated from your children. We want your children to go with you. We don't want to keep your kids here. Trust me. We got enough problems. I walk down the street in Denver or Colorado or Pueblo, and I see the homeless American citizens, and most of them have dogs. That part breaks my heart. I'm like praying while I'm seeing these people for the poor dogs. People, we got to figure it out. But the dogs, they're innocent. How do homeless people always have dogs? It's disgusting that we have members of Congress who won't just do what the president says. Just do what he says, bro. Do what he says. We want mass deportations. That's what got President Trump reelected. That's why he's there. We want him, what his agenda is. He said he would conduct the largest mass deportation effort in the history of mankind. Good. Let's get it going. We shouldn't be fighting over some Dignidad Act. Maria Salazar and these clowns on the rhinos who are working with that psycho. Isn't she on like her third husband because she's a psycho? Yeah, forget bribing those criminals to leave, give them a deadline to exit, or they will be CCOT bound. Exactly. That's what Kristi Noem is doing, is she's working with countries like El Salvador that have CCOT to be able to export these individuals up out of here, deport them out of here, and send them to CCOT. Since if you don't want to go to your own country, then honey, you go into CCOT. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. We don't have no room for you. We done already spent $10 trillion on y'all bastards. We don't want your kids. We don't want you walking around pregnant, getting ready to drop another freaking anchor baby. We don't need no more. Okay? We've had it. We've had it. Like Twiggy. Yeah, exactly. We've had it. We're done. We're tired of being nice. We're tired of just accepting that we can't do anything about it. Yes, we can. We want them out. No exceptions. No exceptions. Because when you start giving exceptions, then everybody's an exception. If one person is an exception, they're all an exception. Oh, well, this one got a club foot. Oh, that one's got a cold. They can't be deported. Oh, that one has kids. That one can't be deported. Oh, that one is on dialysis. That one can't be deported. Oh, that one's got a lung condition. That one can't. No. All of y'all, look, y'all act like we the only place in the world with hospitals. Y'all got to go. Somebody else, your home country, somebody can take care of y'all. Did I see what Abbott did? And released the illegals to ICE. He said, fine, I'll hold millions in funding. Yeah, and Houston. I think that was Houston. Yep. Yep, you're right, Twiggy. I think that was Houston. And they were like, now, and Dallas and Houston, no, we're not cooperating with ICE. It's a criminal organization. We're not helping ICE. Okay. Texas Governor Greg Abbott was like, okay, then you ain't getting no money. What? Wait, can you rewind that? What you say? Yeah, you ain't getting no money. No money. No money. No money. No dinero. no money, no ICE, no money. How about that? You know what? We have had a change of heart. We have had a change of, you know what? We have found Jesus. Oh, I bet you have. Guarantee you have. Yeah, they all found Jesus in the same day. Dallas, Houston, it's blue as hell. They were like, you know what? We figured, we have seen the light. Yeah, I bet you have. No, you saw the green disappearing, going poof on your ass, because Greg is not going to tolerate your bullshit no more. Remember when the Biden administration kept suing Governor Abbott because he was not he was like locking down the borders. They couldn't get into Texas for a while. He sued Biden and sued. You can't protect your state. You got to let all the criminals in your state. Remember? We got to do one good news thing before we get out of here. I can't stand these people. Lord knows. Can't stand them. Can't stand them. Here's, we got to do good news 47 because that's important. That's my new thing. Let's bring this in real quick because this is good news 47. That's my thing. Bill Malugin on X posted breaking the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. That's California, by the way. We used to call them the Ninth Circus. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has issued an injunction blocking enforcement of California's new law that requires ICE agents to unmask and wear visible ID, arguing it violates the Supremacy Clause, and it does, because it, quote, attempts to directly regulate the United States in its performance of governmental functions. California is enjoined from enforcing the law pending appeal. Big win for the Trump administration and the US and the DOJ. That is absolutely correct. I am very pleasantly surprised by that. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals said, no, this is the Supremacy Clause. President Trump is using his Article 2 authority, respect his authority. He is using his Article 2 authority to promote, to protect American citizens in America. Okay. And one of those ways is California wanted them to be completely unmasked, wear name badges with their name plastered on their why. So the crank far left, retarded Antifa groups can attack them and attack their family members. No, cuz. No. President Trump has the Supremacy Clause overrides your stupid little laws in California. And I really hope that they use that here, since the appeal process, yeah, it'll go through the appeal, blah, 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 blah. But ultimately, if it goes to the Supreme Court, they are going to rule in Trump's favor. He is the commander in chief. He is using his Article 2 authorities. He is protecting American citizens. It is a national security issue when millions of illegal aliens are pouring into this country at the same time. What? She said crotchet. Yeah, the one that's been kicked out of Congress. That's another, by the way, another congressional seat, well, Senate seat. They put James Tallarico in there, but you know, whatever. He's not going to win. He's a retard. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing. He is one of the devourers. He's one of the devourers. He's pretending to be a evangelical. No, he's not. No, he's not. He loves abortions. He loves illegals. He loves trans. He loves anything having to do with trans. He loves. So, all right. That's enough for tonight. That's 2 hours. I was only intending to be on here for a little bit because I didn't want to keep you guys up so late. But I'm glad you stayed. I appreciate you so very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And keep praying for this country. Pray for each other. Pray for our president. And we'll get through this one way or the other. I'll see you later. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You could have been anywhere else, but you are hanging out here, and we'll do this again. Twiggy said I was just getting started. Oh, well, we got time. We got time, baby doll. We don't. You come on back now. You hear? I appreciate you. Love you back, girl. Love you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for Elon Musk, so I can speak freely like I used to do on Periscope. This is just wonderful. I appreciate it so very much. So very much.